What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Eternal Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, and this is our fantasy booking series, Reckoning, bringing you exciting matchups from legends of the past and stars of today. So this week's episode is our go-home show before our free pay-per-view on the 4th of July, and it is Inferno. So here the atmosphere is suffocating. The fans are pressed against the barricades, the pyro shoots off the stage, and this is going to be turning the arena into a cathedral of violence. And in our first segment here, the arena lights, they drop down. It gets really dark. And a single beam pierces down, and we see Darby Allin. He's sitting in the corner of the ring. Of course, he's got his face painted. And he's staring directly into the hard cam. He's addressing Rob Van Dam here. As Rob Van Dam has been targeting Darby Allin and trying to one-up him and show him that he's truly the king of extreme. Darby goes on to say, Rob, every week you come out here and you tell the world I'm nothing more than a glorified stuntman, an adrenaline junkie, someone who's just playing with death. But do you want to see how much that I crave the end? I'll show you at the pay-per-view. At Inferno, a coffin match. You, me, and if you have the balls to step up, show up. He stands up and we get a commercial break. On to our second segment here. Our first opening contest of the night, a singles match, a grudge match between Seth Rollins and Penta. This all started a couple weeks back during our tag team tournament as Penta and Rey Mysterio had to relinquish their tag team titles as Rey Mysterio received an injury during a title defense. Fast forward a couple weeks and Penta was tagging with Seth Rollins during the tag tournament and, well, they lost a match. And Seth decided that he was going to stomp in Penta's head because Penta, in his eyes, could not carry the team when he needed help most. And Penta's not going to lay down and take this. So the lights go dark and Penta comes out with his intensity. He does his zero miedo taunt. You know, the crowd does it with him and he's doing his little strut down the entrance ramp. And he's about halfway down the entrance ramp here. And then out of nowhere comes Seth Rollins. He jumps the barricade, just beating down on Penta before Penta really can get his bearings. Until eventually they get into the ring, the bell sounds, and this match is officially going down. So they trade strikes back and forth and chops here. Towards the earlier going to this match, and Penta, he starts to target the arm of Seth Rollins, and he tries to do that brutal arm breaker attempt. But Rollins, he rolls through, and he hits a high angle kick. So things are kind of breaking down here. We get closer towards the finish of this match here. Penta, he's getting the upper hand. He hits a big drop kick, putting Seth down into the corner. He runs, he's looking for that pendulum drop kick. He's, perpendicular. His feet are up in the air. He's going to come down, try to hit that drop kick. And Rollins, he rolls to the outside. He's screaming for the ref to come over. He's holding his knee. And Penta's looking very confused here. Like, what is going on? So the ref tells Penta that, hold up, and I'm going to check this out. The ref goes out and he's talking to Rollins. He's kind of examining him. Then he turns and he's talking to one of the medical staff there in the timekeeper's area. But during all this, Penta, he rolls out of the ring and he's going to get a closer look at what Seth Rollins is doing. And Seth, he's starting to kind of shimmy something underneath the ring apron like he's after something. Penta goes to grab at Rollins. Big can of mace right to the eyes of Penta. Penta's reeling back. He can't see. Rollins was feigning this the entire time. So Rollins, he grabs the head of Penta, smashes it off the ring apron, rolls the luchador in the ring, and he gets in the ring too. The ref turns around to see that Seth and Penta are back in the ring. So he's bucking it back in. He slides it back in. Rollins, he runs. Big stomp to the back of the head of Penta as Penta's writhing in agony because he can't see. He rolls up Penta real nice and tight. Gets a handful of his tights as well. Seth Rollins does. 1, 2, 3. Seth wins this match. Rollins, he rolls out. He's celebrating. But you can tell by the look on his face that he really didn't win this match. And Penta, even though he's just got tears rolling down his face in his mask, and he's yelling at Rollins that this isn't over, is going to continue for who knows how long. On to our next segment here. So we see Adam Pearce. He's kind of like in gorilla position here, and Triple H enters. He's cornering our general manager, Adam Pearce, and he says that, let's be reasonable here, Pearce. That count out and draw with Kingston, that was a joke, and I want to put him down for good. No referees to save him, no count outs. I want a no DQ match. Pearce, he sighs, he's kind of looking around. He's looking at the monitors there, and he says, well, you know what? The fans are always hungry for action, so you and Eddie Kingston, next week, you've got your match. Now we have a tag team contest. Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus are taking on the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. So Hall and Nash, they got that swagger as they're going to the ring, kind of mocking the youthful Jurassic Express here. But we get towards the end of the match here, and Kevin Nash, he's setting up that jackknife power bomb onto Luchasaurus, but Luchasaurus counters. It's a big, massive roundhouse kick. Jungle Boy tags in, hits a springboard hurricane run on Scott Hall, and rolls him up in a pinning predicament. 1, 2, 3, and Jurassic Express gets the win here. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, they're standing in the center of the ring after this, and they're looking at both the referee and each other, and they're baffled. Their arrogance has cost them this match, and you can just see by the look of disappointment on their faces, and maybe their days as a tag team are numbered. Next up, our Vanguard title match. This is our mid-card title. Here, our champion, Damien Priest, is defending against Big Van Vader. Vader beat Priest in an Eliminator qualifying match last week, and he declared that this week he wants the gold. The bell rings, and Vader, he is a force of nature here. He dominates the early goings, clotheslines, slams, just using his massive weight, his massive size to beat down Priest. And Priest, he is not looking good during the course of this match. He is just taking punishment after punishment and after slam. He can't really get much offense in, and eventually Vader goes for a Vader bomb, but Priest survives. And he hits a desperate drop kick. Eventually, this staggers the Mastodon. And he uses what little energy he has left. He grabs that big throat of Leon, picks him up, hits a south of heaven choke slam, crawls over for the cover. He is exhausted. 1, 2, 3. Our champion barely retains and escapes this match. Next up, we have Jon Moxley. He makes his way through the crowd, and out comes Kane. 90s Kane. The long hair. The red and the black full mask, the full body suit, bell sounds. This match is underway. So as the match begins, Kane and Moxley, they're kind of circling each other at first. Mox is trying to, be a little bit more technical here in the early goings of the match and try to break down Kane, but Kane's not having it. He's definitely seeing what Moxley is about here. But before too long, violence ensues, and this becomes just a full-out brawl. Back and forth strikes, Irish whips, sidewalk slam to Moxley, and then Kane hits a big clothesline taking Moxley over the top rope, and this spills onto the outside. Kane gets out, and he's got the momentum here. Couple strikes to Moxley. Moxley reverses it, Irish whips, and just slams the head of Kane into the steel ring post. Kane's looking staggered here. The monster goes down onto one knee. His hair is hanging down in his face, and then kind of flips his head back, and we see blood coming down from the forehead of Kane, coating his mask as well. And Moxley, he's kind of celebrating here. The action spills back in the inside. Kane, after seeing his own blood, seems to have a fire lit underneath him, and he is just more aggressive than his earlier goings within the match, taking the fight to Moxley. Body slams, just running power slams as well to Moxley, but Moxley's not staying down here. Moxley, he hits a big lariat of his own. Both men go down in the middle of the ring, letting the suspense build, and the crowd, they're on their feet, they're chanting. Some are chanting for Kane, some are chanting for Mox. Both men are back up on their feet, trading strikes back and forth, until finally Kane tries to hit a big boot on a Moxley. Moxley ducks it, runs, hits the ropes, comes back, kick to the gut, picks up Kane, big paradigm shift, covers the big red machine. 1, 2, 3, and your winner, Jon Moxley. Moxley, he goes to the top turnbuckle, he's celebrating, but when he gets down, he turns around, and there's Kane standing behind him, and he's got his head cocked here. He's just staring at Moxley, and Moxley, he's got his eyes on Kane, because they're not too far apart. All of a sudden, boom, big goozle to Moxley, choke, slamming down Moxley, and Kane stands over Mox for a minute, admiring the carnage, and he does that backwards flip over the top rope and leaves. Next up, we get a promo here from the Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt, he's sitting in a rocking chair, he's rocking back and forth, and he's smacking the shattered remains of the Sandman Singapore cane across his hand, and he's addressing Cactus Jack here. Cactus, you've been looking for a fight? Well, pal, I'm here, and he's been watching you. You want to play with fire? Well, he is willing to step into the flames. He never forgives, and he never forgets. And you know what? He accepts your challenge. Since flames is what you want to play with, how about an Inferno match? See you soon. And then he leans into the camera. Let me in. Next up, we get a rematch here. The Bastard Pack is taking on the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa. So during this match, Ciampa's former tag team partner, half of DIY, Johnny Gargano, comes out. He's erratic, he's pacing the ringside area, and he is screaming curses and obscenities at Ciampa, trying to distract him. So eventually, the match progresses. We're about halfway through the match. Ciampa, he's got the advantage. He takes down Pac, and then he gets to the outside, and he gets in the face of Gargano, confronting him. And Johnny, he starts backing away. He's got his hands up. He's cowering backwards. He's like, you know what? Pac capitalizes on this. He runs. He hits the ropes. Big dive over the top rope, smashing into both men, wiping them out. He then rolls Ciampa back inside the ring, ascends to the top turnbuckle, hits that black arrow splash, hooks a leg. 1, 3. The Bastard Pack wins. But he snags up a mic, and he's addressing Johnny Gargano. Johnny, I didn't want your interference. You know what? I wanted you to stay out of my business. But next week, I'll take care of you too. After this, we see Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar. You think you know me. He comes out and he makes his way to the ring. The crowd, they're on their feet, they're cheering, they're clapping. And he starts to address Macho Man Randy Savage. Randy, I used to look at you like a brother, as a friend. Months ago, we were battling the NW Hogan, Strowman, and Reed. Sure, we couldn't get the job done, and the war seemed far from over. Then something changed in you. You are no longer the man that I once knew. You talk about madness. You talk about insanity. Well, I think that maybe it's time that a friend puts you down. And he reaches in his jacket pocket and he pulls out a dog collar. Camera pans around to the crowd, and standing there towards the top of the crowd is none other than Macho Man Randy Savage in black and white gear, madness on his bandana. He's just standing there staring down. And he points down at Adam Copeland to signify that he's ready for whatever fight that Copeland wants. A graphic pops up across the bottom of the screen for Inferno. It is official. A dog collar match between Adam Copeland and Macho Man Randy Savage. Next up is our tag team title match. The Acclaimed against the Hardys, Matt and Jeff. So the Hardys, they got the upper hand here. They're the veterans going into this match. And the Acclaimed, it seems like they can't really get out of first gear. We get closer to the end of the match here, and Matt, he gets clotheslined over the top rope and smashes hard onto the outside of the ring. And Caster, he runs and he gets his chain necklace during his entrance that he had. He has it wrapped around his fist. Jeff, he's climbing to the top turnbuckle. He's going to hit that swanton bomb on Bowens. The ref turns around and sees Caster just boom, pop Jeff right in the jaw and calls for the bell. Ding, 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 ding. And your winners by disqualification and still champions, the Hardys. The Hardys win by DQ. Bowens is screaming at Max Caster, clearly upset by the lack of respect and honor during the match. They're kind of pushing each other back and forth, like what the heck? And then Matt, he gets his bearings and he slides in and he jumps on Caster, just raining down fists, gonna defend his brother Jeff until finally the ref gets in the way and he separates the men, and we had a quick commercial break. And now Adam Pearce comes out to the ring. There's a table in the middle of the ring. This is our contract signing for the World Heavyweight Champion. Out comes the challenger, Kevin Owens. Fight, Owens, fight! The crowd's chanting. He makes his way to the ring, and then out comes our world champion, the Prince, Finn Balor, and he's got the World Heavyweight title on his shoulder. So both men come out. There's some trash talking back and forth a little bit. Owens says that he's really curious which version of Finn that he will see at the pay-per-view. Will he see the Prince or will he see something darker? And Finn says that he's going to remain true to himself and whoop Owens' ass and show him that he really believes in respect and that maybe Owens just needs to get some respect beaten into him. So Owens, he signs the contract, and then Finn, he bends down, he signs the contract as well. Then all of a sudden, Owens kicks Finn Balor in the gut, picks him up, pop-up power bomb through the table. Wood splinters go everywhere. Owens, he picks up that world title. He's standing tall over the champion, and he drapes it over his shoulder, exits the ring, and Adam Pearce is shouting at Kevin Owens to get back in the ring. Come on, get back here, get back here. What are you doing? You can't just leave with the title. The credits roll across the screen, and that is the end of our Go Home episode. So, like I mentioned, we have a free pay-per-view on the 4th of July, and this is our match card for our pay-per-view Inferno. Macho Man Randy Savage against Adam Copeland in a dog collar match. We will see Rob Van Dam and Darby Allin in a coffin match. The Undertaker is taking on Drew McIntyre. The world title is of course on the line as Finn Balor defends against Kevin Owens. And then for our main event of the evening, we have none other than an Inferno match between Cactus Jack and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And of course, the pay-per-view is free, and I hope you guys tune in as well for this fantasy booking series. I'm really enjoying it, trying to make some unique storylines for you all. So, as always, I'm your host, Jacob, and I hope you guys have a good one.